Good morning, everyone. Today's our topic is thyroid dysfunction and pregnancy. Two entities are common. You all know hyperthyroidism and hypothyroidism. So, first of all, we will see hyperthyroidism. So, hyperthyroidism generally, all these changes, whatever are there in hyperthyroidism, like increased cardiac output, oxygen consumption is more, heat production is more. All these are the symptoms of hyperthyroidism, and all these are also present in pregnancy. So there might be confusion between hyperthyroidism and symptoms of pregnancy or physiological changes because of the pregnancy. So diagnosis is very important. So in incidence is 2 per 1,000 pregnancies that has been came for the ANC. The cases are diagnosed. Causes, Graves' disease is very common, and it is due to thyroid stimulating antibodies is the commonest cause and commonly seen. Some other causes like nodular thyroid disease, subacute thyroiditis, hyperemesis gravidarum, excess loss of water that may lead to hyperthyroidism. Gestational trophoblastic disease that may be associated with hyperthyroidism. So complications in untreated hyperthyroidism. So maternal complications and fetal complications. First of all, we will see maternal complications. Maternal complications. The first one is abortion. Abortion is common in hyperthyroidism, and less common is thyroid storm or thyroid infection. So in between is preterm delivery might be common, preeclampsia, congestive cardiac failure, abruptio placentae, and APH, antepartum hemorrhage, may occur because of hyperthyroidism. Fetal complications. Fetal complications, IUGR, prematurity, stillbirth, hypothyroidism of the neonate, increased perinatal morbidity and mortality. Mortality is common if at all hyperthyroidism of the mother is not treated. So, diagnosis point of view, uh, we will see that free T4 level are raised in the circulation and TSH level are decreased or suppressed. Again, clinically, for confirmation, basically investigations are important. So to measure the free T4 level, which is high, and TSH levels are low or suppressed. An ultrasound of fetal thyroid gland is generally done if at all the mother is diagnosed case of hyperthyroidism and she is taking antithyroid drugs. And thyroid peroxidase antibodies and thyroid stimulating immunoglobulins has to be measured for the diagnosis purpose. So, before pregnancy, counseling is very important. If at all patient is suffering from hyperthyroidism and she has taken radioactive iodine, so she should not conceive for 1 year after taking radioactive iodine is important in counseling part, as it may be teratogenic, it may cause congenital abnormalities to the fetus. So it should be advised not to conceive within a year after taking radioactive iodine. Next topic is hypothyroidism. So hypothyroidism is generally also called as Hashimoto's thyroiditis. So subclinical condition is generally we can see elevated TSH level and normal T4 level, pre-T4 circulating level is common. And generally, uh, as much as possible, treatment is not necessary. But whenever the clinical condition is present, low T4 levels are there, high TSH level is present, then the treatment is needed. So postpartum thyroiditis also present in the females. They might suffer from thyroiditis, and it may lead to hypothyroidism in puerperal period. So in puerperium also, some female might suffer from the postpartum thyroiditis. So in this condition, this is also autoimmune condition, and it is generally observed by 6 weeks or up to the end of the 12 weeks of the postpartum period. And again, most women may present with hyperthyroid condition initially, and later on they become euthyroid. Euthyroid means normal condition of all the hormones, thyroid hormones, and Later on, they may land up in hypothyroid condition, and this may take 6 to 12 weeks postpartum. So, treatment, if at all the patient is symptomatic, then treatment is needed. So, thyroxine is the drug prescribed as depending on the condition, levels of thyroid, TSH and T4 level. Depending on that, the dose of the levothyroxine is prescribed. Again, thyroid storm. This is Viva question. Viva question. So, thyroid storm, basically it is a life-threatening condition. Mortality level is mortality ratio rate is much more high. It is also almost 25% in 100 females. So, symptoms of this thyroid storm is hyperpyrexia, means the body temperature of the female will be raised. It will be almost more than 103 degree Fahrenheit. Tachycardia, congestive cardiac failure, neuropsychiatric symptoms, nausea, vomiting, gastric upset might be seen. So, in investigation, hypothyroid changes are seen, and in this, the condition is basically severe thyrotoxicosis. Whenever the thyrotoxicosis is severe and it is go untreated, and the female is under stress even during pregnancy and during puerperium, and it remains untreated, so she might land up in thyroid storm. So this is a generally rare condition. This might happen, and this is life-threatening condition. An aggressive approach is needed for the management. So supportive therapy with fluid and electrolyte balance is an important to maintain. Again, fever should be maintained, and management of congestive cardiac failure has to be done properly. Beta blockers like propranolol is given, anti-thyroid drugs are given, carbimazole we have already seen, so that drug is orally prescribed. Again, iodine solution is given, and glucocorticoids are prescribed in thyroid storm and to prevent mortality. So, to save the life of the patient is very important in this condition. So, this is all about hypo and hypothyroidism during pregnancy. Hope you have understood the topic, and if at all you are having any problem, then mention in the comment box. I'll try to resolve it. Thank you. Thank you very much.